Coffee Doug here for Saturday Rough Cuts Review. Welcome to Saturday. Hope you're having a great day. I'm actually drinking coffee this week. Now it has a little Bushmills Irish whiskey, which is good for you if you're 21 and older. It just warms the chest. This week I will be reviewing Fast 5. Why do I like this movie? I shouldn't. I mean, you know, years ago when Fast and the Furious came out, if somebody would have told you that they're going to make Fast and the Furious Part 5, almost 10 years later, and you're going to love it, you would think it would be horrible. Direct to DVD. Like, it's ridiculous. The action is just unbelievable. The stunts they pull off. Now, so, let me start. Fast 5 is the 5th in the series, okay? You've got Fast and the Furious. You've got Too Fast, Too Furious. You've got Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which is not a sequel. It actually takes place in the future. Then you've got Fast and Furious, which is Part 4. Then you've got Fast 5, which is Part 5, which takes place directly after Part 4, which Part 4 takes place directly after Part 2. Part 5 takes place before Part 3, which is Tokyo Drift. That's in the future. People from Part 3 are in Part 5, and people from Part 2 and 4 they throw into Part 5, and also from Part 1 into Part 5. So, is that confusing? No, not at all. All you really need to know, you don't have to, this is a main question I get, do you have to watch the other ones? It would really help you to watch Fast and the Furious, the original, to get the basics. Even Part 2 kind of ties in a little bit, but not much. If you want to watch anything, watch Part 1, watch Part 4, which is Fast and Furious, and then watch Fast 5. That's all you really need to see. The rest of them are worth it, obviously. This one is the story of the gang getting back together. You've got Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Jordana, Brewster, tons of characters like Ludacris, Tyrese from Part 2 and Part 4, and they really grabbed some of the best characters of the other ones and put them in this one. And they are trying to pull one kind of final heist to get themselves out of trouble. And I don't want to give too much away, but they're going against like an evil drug lord. So they're not horrible bad guys, they're just thieves. And they're trying to pull one final heist. Well, on their ass, the entire movie is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And he is just great. Like, I've actually always liked The Rock in everything I've seen him in. I think he's an incredible actor. I don't think he's just some wrestler that got lucky with an acting gig. He's really good. I know he's been in his Disney movies and stuff like that, and people will criticize him for it, but I've really seen him turn in some great performances. And this is one of them. Like, the character that he's meant to play, he plays with conviction. And you could tell that he's gonna get them sooner or later, so they better watch out. The car scenes, I have never really loved car chase movies. And for some reason, I remember watching Fast and the Furious in theaters and thinking, wow, that was an awesome film. It still holds true. It's still unbelievable, all the things they can get away with. I don't even know how they do some of that camera work. I mean, it's just unbelievable how they do it. High, intense, just wow. Like, that's what you're going to think the whole movie. I don't know if it's offered in 3D. I didn't watch it that way. But overall, the plot, somewhat believable. You know what you're getting when you walk into this movie. So you got to suspend your belief for a while, okay? Just let go and go have fun. And, so it's got a pretty decent plot. The acting's what it's supposed to be. They're not horrible actors. They're all really good. They're acting in the movie, that they're the roles they're put in. The one thing that you could kind of complain about a little bit, it's the movie does, I don't want to say drag on, it does go for quite a long time. There are one or two parts where you feel like that it could have ended already, but to its credit, every time I thought that, they would do something even cooler than they did before the ending. You know what I mean? There's probably maybe two parts where I was like, man, it's about time to wrap it up, and then they'd go and blow it out of the water and do something awesome where I'm like, alright, that was worth sitting in for. So, there is that, and like I said, the stunts are ridiculous. James Bond couldn't do the shit that they do in this movie. However, it's still a lot of fun. Fast Five's directed by Justin Lin, who also did the third one, Tokyo Drift. He did the fourth one, Fast and Furious, and now he did this one. And I can see why they keep sticking with him, because it's a recipe for success. He knows what he's doing. He's got a good relationship with the actors. You could really tell. You could tell they're following his direction, just some of the shit they're doing and the way they play from scene to scene. It really has a nice flow. Some of the one-liners they throw into this also ridiculous, just like they do with any movie like this. But I gotta give an A+. I gotta give points to my boy Tyrese. The one-liners he comes up with in part 2 and this one, just incredible. I don't know what he's thinking when he says some of this stuff. Like, did he write it himself, or did the writers write it for him? But even through all the lines of Fast Five for Tyrese, nothing could top his Too Fast, Too Furious legendary line.
Man, I love this car. It's got everything. Hey man, check this button out. Ejecto, Seato, cuz!